Hello you guys, welcome back to my video. So today I'm going to be showing you guys how to master an ombre. So I am going to break this video down into about maybe 3 or 4 parts. So this is part 1. The reason why I want to do that is just because I want to really go in depth about what products to use, when is the best time to use those products, like depending on what method you are using, placement and all of that. So it is going to be very detailed, showing you guys how I like to do it. Any way that you guys choose to do it is not a wrong way. It is just the way you choose to do it. You're an artist, you know? So this first one that we are going to be learning is how to do it with gel. That is something that I've gotten a question on for a while, of how to do it with gel. Yeah, overall just super flawless and super thin. It doesn't end up bulking up the nail a lot, just sometimes, because I do feel like some ombres, they do end up bulking it up. But I am going to go ahead and jump into the video and show you guys my methods and how I do it and why I do it the way I do it. So make sure you guys stay tuned for the whole video, just because if you skip stuff, you might end up missing out on certain tips. So yeah, I am only going to be doing it on pink and white nails, even with the other parts of the video that I'm going to be putting out. I will be doing that as well. Alright, don't forget to like this video. Go ahead and like it right now. And yeah, let's go ahead and jump into the video. And if you guys learned something in this video, please don't forget to like it, just because it does help with the YouTube algorithm and it helps my video get out there and reach more people. So this will also be helping you and also be helping more people. So yeah, okay, let's go ahead and jump into it. So I'm going to go ahead and undo my polishes. I am going to get this one done first. So I am going to go ahead and paint this on. So I'm actually doing the whole nail. You guys could do it different, and I'm going to go ahead and put this in the light. You guys don't really have to tap this. I accidentally did that. And then 30 seconds. Right, so I'm going to move these polishes out of the way, just so I don't want them to end up getting messed up in the light. So we're going to go ahead and let this cure, and I'm going to do 2 coats of this, so it could be very pigmented at the top, and then after I'm going to go ahead and go in with the white. The reason for that being is because I want it to be super pigmented at the top. I don't want there to be any splotchy areas. And since this is a little bit of a darker color than the white, you just really want to make sure you go in with that white. Go in with the pinky nude color. I'm just so used to capping off nails that's why I feel like I always tend to do it. So now that I have that in there, while those are curing, I'm going to go ahead and basically put everything on the sponge. The reason why I am putting the pink on there, even though the pink is already down, is just because it helps blend this middle color right here. It needs a little bit more. I'll go up to the polish, or up to the pink on here. I don't know if you guys could actually tell, but I go right up to it. I know it looks like there's going to be a harsh line, but I promise you that there isn't going to be a harsh line. Okay, so now that that is done, it's all nice and pigmented. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to move this actually out of my way. I'll move it up here. Okay, so this is repetitive. So let's see how many times we actually have to do this. Okay. So you just want to make sure that there is no hard lines. Okay, and you see it barely even really did much to the nail, so I'm going to go ahead and throw it back in here. It kind of looks like as if the nail didn't really do anything, but you just want to keep on building it up. I'm going to go ahead and go in with another polish while I wait, polish the sponge. Usually I try to do just the center of it, just because that's where most of the pigment is, and the edges, it does have pigment on there, but it just kind of helps blend. So I usually mainly do it on there just because it wastes less product, and the edges kind of blend everything out as it is because you are pouncing it all around. Okay, and then you could see that one, it did give it a little something. So we are on 3 minutes right now. So I am going to go ahead and touch up this side this time, just to help with the blend, and then after I'll go in here. So these, at the beginning of the video, I don't know if I mentioned it, I can't really remember, but these are a no wipe gel. If so, meaning that like they do have a little bit of a sticky layer on them, but for the most part they don't. So it looks like there's like a little texture. I don't know if you guys could really see that. But it almost looks like there's a tiny bit of texture right there. If I were you guys, I wouldn't really worry about that, just because when you put the top coat on, it's going to be fine. You guys aren't going to really be able to see that. And you guys don't really want to pounce too much. I also want to show you guys the sponges I use. I know I had some questions on that. And this is what they look like. This is Sassy plus Chic. And it's a cosmetic wedge triangles. And these are actually really good. I've had used sponges where they would actually come apart. And I used to go crazy about that because I hated the way it looked. So I barely pounced this one. I'm going to go ahead and put it in. It does look like there's a harsh line getting, so I'm going to actually start to blend up after this one, just so then it does have a seamless look. But so with these sponges, I do like that they don't come off. They don't end up like, because sometimes like almost like little pieces like this would come off from like dabbing so much. I do notice that like more so with regular polish when you are using the sponge. And so now I am just gonna blend up. Okay, and then I am gonna put this in here once again. And I'll just go ahead and put one more coat on this. And it is looking pretty much done. So yeah, I feel like this technique, it isn't that bad. I wouldn't say it takes, because right now we are at almost 7 minutes, and I don't want to say it's going to take 7 minutes for each nail, because you're not going to cure right after each nail. You're going to end up dabbing, going to the next one, dabbing, going to the next one. So this is just for one nail that I am trying it on, so it's not going to be how much it is going to be for each nail. I know I had kind of mentioned at the beginning you could times it by 10, but with this method it's kind of harder to do it that way, but I'm just gonna do my time just because I know I might have to skip the video a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and put this one in again, and then once I'm done with that, I know some people, they say flash cure with this polish, but I do feel like with myself, I'll usually switch off hands, so while I put this one hand in, once I'm done, I'll end up dabbing on this hand, and then while this hand is curing. So, I mean, I switch off like that a lot. Usually that's how any nail tech works, but I just want to show you guys, I don't really work on one hand at a time. So I am kind of multitasking with this. And so this is what it looks like. It looks super, super pretty. Everything looks super blended. And I'm going to go ahead and put on the top coat. So with this, it does take around 9 minutes to polish. But the outcome of it, you do get a very, very seamless outcome on it, and it looks super beautiful. If you guys feel like you guys want it more pigmented, by all means, go ahead and add more. But for me, I do feel like it is super pigmented, and I'm going to go ahead and show you guys I'm in my series, I will be showing you guys different ways that I do this, just because I know a lot of people, they struggle with this. And so I want to let you guys know with the Tracy's nail color, they are really similar to regular polish. So if you guys work with regular polish a lot, you guys would love these if you guys do love regular polish. I don't feel like they're super thick. They're super pigmented, and I feel like when you go and blend them, it's just like blending polish almost. I do feel like without putting the base down first, I do feel like you'll end up dabbing a lot more. So it's a lot better to put the color down at the bottom first. So I don't know if you guys could tell, but before it was very bumpy, but now with the top coat, it smoothed everything out. I'll even show you guys. Let me do this. So I'm gonna go ahead and stop the time because it was like basically 9 minutes, but this is what it looks like. It looks super seamless, super beautiful. Now I am going to show you guys with the same polish how I am going to be doing it with the brush. This is a method that is also very, very hard for me. I'm not going to lie. It is something that I struggled with. I have tried to do the brushes. I've tried to do a lot of different things. But this is the way I am going to try to do it. I'm going to show you guys both of these methods and the tacky gel. So if you guys do have a tacky gel, I'm also going to show you that in another part. So make sure to stay tuned for those videos. So cons with this nail is, say if you were doing super, super short nails. I'll put on this hand. And you're doing super short nails, which are maybe this long. If you go and dab, you're always going to have to clean up the cuticles and stuff. Unless you have that sticky tape, you guys could get away from that and you guys won't have to worry about that, but I don't have that. So usually with my clients, I will end up going in every time I cure their hands, cleaning up all 10 fingers, curing it, dabbing, curing, or dabbing, cleaning up, curing it. And so every time before I would put in the light, I would have to clean up the nails, so that kind of takes up some time. Okay, so with those nails, it did end up coming out around 9 minutes. I was talking through a part of that minute, so I want to round it off to 9 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys with the next nail of how I do this technique. I am going to be using the brush. So I'm going to get some rubbing alcohol, get this brush. I know everybody says you need an ombre brush, but this will do just fine. And I'm going to go ahead and show you guys. So I had already accidentally started doing the polish, but I'll go ahead and swipe over it like I would, just so we could mimic the times of how much time it would take. Okay, so let's go ahead and cure this. So this technique, honestly, it is something that's very, very hard for me. It's something that I've been wanting to learn, but it's been very complicated. So even teaching you guys this is something that it's been a little bit rough. So if these series, they do take a little while to get out, please understand that I am trying to find the best methods that will work for you guys. So out of all of my methods so far, acrylic and doing the sponge technique is my favorite. But with that being said, you guys are going to need the polishes that don't have a wipe on it. If you guys have the ones that have that dispersion layer on it, you guys aren't going to have any luck really doing it this way. So I'm going to show you guys in each video of the way it works and the way it doesn't work, because I know what a lot of you guys are talking about, because I had dealt with the same problems you guys had in the past. I'm going to go ahead and cure that another time. We're doing 30 seconds every time we cure. So there was a question that I had was, question, polish keeps coming off with every layer. I tried top coating in between and it didn't work. So I'm thinking, because she did end up commenting on a video where I was doing it with gel. So I'm thinking honestly with this is probably just your, the product that you were using, because if it does have a dispersion layer, honestly, it is a lot harder to put on there. So next what I am going to be doing is putting this down. Honestly, with Tracy's Nails, I am not sponsored by her at all, which I wish I was, just because that's how much I love her product, and I just love it. Like, when I buy product, honestly, like, I do so much research into it. I look up so many videos, because I'm not going to spend my money on something that I don't like, you know? I want to love what I get. If I'm spending that much money, I want to enjoy it. I want to, you know, like I'm not going to waste my money, you know. Okay, so I ended up blending that up, and I'm going to go ahead and clean my brush and blending it back down. Just because in some spots I did feel like I went too high. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and cure this. I don't know if you guys could tell, but it is looking very streaky. And so that's how it will look, but you guys need to make sure that you guys blend. This isn't the most seamless blend. I do feel like on here you guys get kind of more of an airbrush look. So, I mean, honestly, so far with this, it is my favorite. But I just want to show you guys how to do both, just because I know some people, they struggle with it. So, you know how I was telling you guys with the pros of this one, you guys are actually, like, it is so flawless. Like, I wish you guys could see it, just because I feel like the camera isn't really picking it up like it should, but it is seamless. Like, you don't see no lines in there. Okay, so let me go ahead and do this one again. So I'm going to dab this in here, and I like to rub my brush from side to side. The reason being is that it helps separate these hairs and makes them more wispy. If you don't get them wispy enough, go in a little bit harder. So try not to drag it so far up. Okay. So with here, I do feel like, okay, I was having a little bit problem in that area, but now I'm going to go ahead and put it into the light. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in there for another 30 seconds, and I'm cleaning off my brush. In between each time I clean my brush. With the downfall with this is that you are going to want to try and clean it every time in between each nail, just because you don't want to end up having like the other color or whatever, like, I don't know, it just ends up getting messy, and you don't want to have too much product on your brush where it ends up messing up your blend. Okay, so now I am going to be starting from the top, going back down. Okay, so now I am going to be going like this and dragging that polish down. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and drag it down a little bit more, because I'm looking for a better blend than this. So this, it does take a lot of practice in it, but you have to be very careful with your placement, because if not, you'll end up, with your placement, you'll end up doing it too low or too high. So be mindful of that. Okay, so this is how it's looking, but you could see that this way so far it is not as seamless as the other one. I'm gonna go ahead and fix this. Okay, so now I am going to go ahead and go in another time. And with my hand movement, I am doing super, super light strokes. I like to try to go up a little bit higher on the sides. Okay, so let me go ahead and do that to my brush again. And I'm going to brush it back down. Okay, so I'm going to put that back in the light. So this one for me, honestly, I do feel like it takes a lot longer to make sure that it is seamless. I have tried to do it at 2 different times where the product is a lot more like how I do it half and half. Like first I would paint the top, then I would paint the bottom, and then I would try to go back and forth. Like there was a blending video and it was just like go back and forth and then blend everything down and it'll be seamless. And I've tried that. Honestly, I've had no luck. Like every time, this is honestly the best bet for myself, but it does require a lot of coats. And with a lot of coats, like I do feel like I mean, I know the other one, it requires a lot of coats as well, but I feel like with that, you're able to get the product to go on all the nails. Okay. So this is going to be the last time I cure it. And I'm going to go ahead and put that in the light. If you guys have any tips below on how you guys master ombres, go ahead and comment down below. I want to see your guys' comments for the one with the brush method. Just because I have tried an ombre brush. And honestly, I haven't had as much luck. But I just want to show you guys. And for people that they do want to do with the brush, I mean, I think it's going to take a lot of practice. You guys are going to have to put a lot of effort into it. With this, you don't really need much effort. Like, honestly, the sponge blends everything for you. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put the top coat on. And after blending and blending and blending, this is what it looks like. And it does have a little bit of a blend to it, but for me, it's not blended to my liking. When I see something blended, I want it to be... Alright, you guys, so I ended up stopping the time once I had pulled this out of the light, but this is what the ombre looks like. Let me see if I can get it to focus. But you guys can see that, you guys could kind of see patches in it. And what this one it is so much more seamless. I mean, it's not as pigmented and as white as the other one, but just because this one is actually brushed on. But you guys are able to see how much of a difference it is. Like, I'd much rather have this than this just because it does look streaky. And it's like, no matter how many times I feel like I go in and I blend and I go back and forth and blend, I am not able to get that great of a blending. So yeah, I hope you guys really enjoyed this video today. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel. And as usual, I'll be back with more videos. Bye!